Hi, my name is Monica Cable. I'm 40 years old and I live in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Here in Lancaster, I've been teaching anthropology and Asian studies at a small liberal arts college, Franklin and Marshall College. I have a PhD in cultural anthropology from Tulane University in New Orleans. And my specialty within anthropology, I have a couple of them. It includes ethnicity, the study of ethnic tourism, and the study of Chinese minority groups. I have over 21 years of experience traveling and working within China. And today I want to share some Chinese traditions with you that involve animals, not just in special rituals or special holidays, but really in everyday life. Welcome to my backyard. This will be the outdoor portion of the video. I probably should be a little bit embarrassed that it's so overgrown, but this actually works in my favor. Pretend we're shooting from the wilds of Borneo. We had tried to reduce or eliminate the background noises. Unfortunately, we're in the midst of a cicada invasion. Here is one who has already met his demise, and I'm hoping that he will serve as an example for the other ones, and they'll keep quiet for at least 5 minutes. Anthropology as an academic discipline is holistic, meaning we look at all people in all places at all times. As a cultural anthropologist, one of anthropology's 4 subfields, I'm supposed to look at, what else, but culture. Now, we've got lots of long, fancy, complicated definitions for what culture is, but I like to tell my students that I think it can be summed up in 3 things. Culture, first of all, is everything that people have. It's our material possessions. Culture is everything that people think. It's our thought processes, our belief systems, our religion. And last of all, culture is everything that people do. It's the way we interact with each other. It's the way we perform our rituals. When you look at culture in that respect, you see that culture isn't necessarily just about humans, but very easily incorporates the natural and the animal world as well. Now, there are countless examples from around the world of how humans celebrate their interaction with the animal world. For example, the Elephant Festival in Thailand, a once-a-year festival that celebrates this majestic and royal animal. But animals don't necessarily need to be relegated just to this once-a-year category. Instead, animals can actually represent something as individual to us as our personal identity. For example, the Chinese zodiac system. It's very different from our own zodiac system, where we look at the stars. Instead, the Chinese zodiac system is based on a year by year. There are 12, it's a 12-year progression, and each year is represented by an individual animal. And the Chinese believe that these animals represent the traits that individuals born under this sign may have. So let me give you some examples of this. This is the year of the ox. The year of the ox, people who are born in the year of the ox, they're thought to be very sturdy, very stable, very dependable. These are some positive characteristics, and you can see where the Chinese, an ancient agrarian society, would value these traits. If you're working out in the rice paddies, believe me, you want a sturdy, stable, dependable animal to help pull the plow. There are also some negative characteristics. For example, people born under my year, the year of the monkey. We're thought to be outgoing, we're thought to be personable, we're thought to be high-spirited. But unfortunately, some of our negative traits may include being cunning and a little bit manipulative. Meet Mimi. Mimi is Chinese for kitty, as in here kitty, kitty, kitty. And that's exactly how I got her yesterday when I picked her up off the side of the road. She was a stray, and she'll be going to her foster home tomorrow, but I thought it was important that she be incorporated into this video today. So here she is. When I talk about the Chinese zodiac with my students, they often notice that of the 12 animal symbols that are there, the cat is conspicuously missing. And as an obvious cat lover, it's also bothered me a little bit. It really annoys the cats, however. They are used to being worshipped as they were in ancient Egypt. But the reason there's not a cat in the Chinese zodiac is actually a great story. According to legend, and there are a couple of versions of this, the god of heaven invited all of the animals to come to his palace the next day, and he was going to dole out these positions as representational animals for the zodiac system. Now, the reason the cat didn't show up, there are mixed opinions on this. but all of these opinions point to the cunning and trickery of a rat. To this day, perhaps, this is the reason that cats and rats are not always the best of friends. Now here's the portion of the video application where I prove to you that yes, indeed, I can walk and talk at the same time. I also need to let you know why I'm interested in hosting this sort of show. Well, I have a hard time believing that anybody wouldn't want to do this. But more than that, this is already what I do. Every day, in a windowless, stuffy, unair-conditioned classroom with overhead fluorescent lights, I bring other cultures to life for anywhere from 30 to 160 students. If I can make students interested about other cultures, their thought processes, and their rituals, think what I could do with 1, a real film crew, 2, a slightly more exotic setting, and 3, real exotic animals, not just a dead cicada and a stray cat. In addition to my experience as a cultural anthropologist and an educator, I'm also a world traveler. In the last 40 years, I've had the incredible good fortune to visit over 40 countries on 5 continents. Now, obviously, I love the travel experience itself. I love the experiences. I love to share my experiences with other people. And I've found that things that might be physically or psychologically uncomfortable at first make for great stories later on. For example, I tell my students in my Introduction to Cultural Anthropology class that as a young anthropologist living in a hut on the Mekong River in southern China, the first word I needed to learn in Dai was miagongao, which, according to my weak translation, means face-sized furry spider. The first word I was really motivated to learn. I hope you've enjoyed my audition tape, and I'd love to hear from you. My contact information is in the email. Thank you. Bye-bye.